Good morning. This is Don V with Truth Be Told, and we have a couple of interesting news reports we'd like to share with you. Please remember to subscribe. Most of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribers. I'm just trying to grow the channel. I'm not making any money off from this. It's all about getting the news out. At any rate, without ado, let's go ahead and move to this. It says 9 indicted in Cuomo administration's federal corruption investigation. New York. 9 people, including 2 former aides of Governor Andrew Cuomo, were indicted Thursday in a federal corruption inquiry. The public corruption charges are related to 2 alleged bribery and fraud schemes in connection with the award of hundreds of millions of dollars in New York State contractors and other official state actions. At a news conference with U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara, FBI agent in charge Adam Cohen, and IRS criminal special agent in charge Chantel Kitchen, 2 former aides, Joseph Paracco and Todd Howe, a president of SUNY Polytechnic Institute, Alan Colorius, were among those involved in a long-running federal investigation into Cuomo's administration's attempt to lure jobs and businesses to upstate New York. These charges come from 2 overlapping criminal schemes involving bribery, corruption, and fraud, and the award of hundreds of millions of dollars in state contracts and other official state benefits, federal prosecutors said in the complaint. Along with the 3 men, the complaint charged Peter Galbraith Kelly Jr., who oversaw lobbying and public relations for Competitive Power Ventures, Stephen Aleo, president of COR Development, and Joseph Girardi, another COR executive. Louis Chiminelli, founder of LPC Iminelli, and Michael Vapelli and Kevin Schuler, 2 LPC Iminelli executives. The charges in the complaint included bribery, wire fraud, and honest services fraud. All state-funded projects were shaped under the umbrella and SUNY Polytechnic Institutes and its subsidiaries. Colorius is president of SUNY Polytechnic Institute. Colorius was given free rein by Cuomo to create a high-tech economic development project that could create jobs across the state. One of those projects was the AIM Photonics Institute headquarters in Rochester. What impacts this investigation will have on the funding related to Photonics and Institute remains to be seen. In a separate indictment within New York, felony state-level charges were brought against Colorius and Joseph Nicola, a president of Columbia Development, by New York State Attorney General Eric Snyderman. According to the criminal complaint, Colorius and Nicola rigged the bidding process for 3 multi-million-dollar contracts. Colorius allegedly guided those contracts to pre-selected companies, including Nicola's Columbia Development. He also reportedly used the request for proposals process to award certain contracts for the construction of facilities for SUNY Polytechnic. This allegedly included the development of a SUNY Polytechnic student housing complex in Albany, construction of the NanFab West Research Building, and leasing space to an architectural firm in exchange for future work on SUNY Polytechnic projects. The charges filed today outline a blatant and brazen abuse of taxpayer dollars and the public trust, said Attorney General Snyderman. The self-serving scheme alleged in the complaint was particularly egregious because it was aimed at enriching powerful peoples at the expense of the state's public university system. We will continue to hold public officials accountable and ensure that all officials are held to the same high standard of integrity that New Yorkers deserve. Colorius is charged with 3 felony counts of combination in restraint of trade and competition, while Nicola is charged with 1 felony count of combination in restraint of trade and competition. If convicted on state charges, Colorius faces up 4 to 12 years in prison, and Nicola would face a maximum of 1.3 to 4 years in prison if convicted. Wrapping his first term as Assemblyman of the 133rd District, Republican Peter Lawrence says corruption is nothing new in his experience in Albany. Lawrence said Thursday these allegations would draw more focus on ethics. What we need in state government is a very strong ethics bureau and ethics officer, Lawrence said. We needed an independent, strong individual nominated by the governor and approved by both houses of legislature. Governor Cuomo issued the following statement. Who cares what that loser says? But I'm going to read it. I learned this morning of the charges filed by the U.S. Attorney's Office that include a former member of my administration. If the allegations are true, I am saddened and profoundly disappointed. I hold my administration to the highest level of integrity. Yeah, whose? I have zero tolerance for abuse of the public's trust from anyone. If anything, a friend should be held to an even higher standard, like my father before me. I believe public integrity is paramount. This sort of breaches, if true, should be and will be punished. Sonny has rightly relieved Alan Caloris from his duties and has suspended him without pay, effective immediately. This matter is now in the hands of the court, which is exactly where it belongs. My administration will continue to be fully cooperative in the matter as we have been since it began. Sorry, Cuomo's out of office. Ha! Finally. Greater Rochester's Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Bob Duffy also released a statement regarding the investigation. Like so many others, we are just learning details of the charges. If the news is true, it's very disappointing, and any individuals convicted should be held accountable. I have a very firm faith in the justice system and will wait for that process to unfold before making any further comments. As chairman of the AIM Photonics Leadership Council, the Institute remains a strong priority for our community. I expect it to move forward based on the strength of its economic development potential and its many public and private partners. The following statement is from Senator Rich Funk. These accusations justify every New Yorker's worst fears about Albany. Here at home, the work being done to grow jobs and investment through our Photonics Institute is too important to be derailed by these allegations. An unpaid suspension for Dr. Caloris is not enough. I call on the governor to terminate his employment in full as soon as possible. Yeah, whatever. These guys are all in bed with each other. But, Amanda Grace and a few of the other prophets that I listen to all say the same thing. And it's what was kept in the dark is all now being brought out to the light. If anybody kept their eye on what Amanda Grace said day before yesterday, God gave her a report, and we're going to have an October surprise. It's going to be Christmas in November, and in January, an explosion of information. Things are looking good, guys. Just keep praying and keep on your knees. God's moving. Okay, on One American News, it reports China to keep Kabul embassy extend aid to Taliban. Of course they do. China is pushing to extend influence over the Taliban following the former VP's botched Afghan withdrawal. A Taliban spokesman told Italian media on Thursday that China will keep its embassy in Kabul open after the U.S. pullout, despite other major nations evacuating their diplomats, he added. China will increase financial and political support to the Taliban. This comes after critics warned that the former VP handed Afghanistan over to China with its incompetent withdrawal of U.S. forces. Even Chinese experts have said Beijing seeks political leverage over the Taliban before launching any economic projects. Obviously, there's a political support for the Chinese side, and that is like if there is an establishment of a new government, let's say inclusive government, led by Taliban leaders, explained Qindo Zhu, senior fellow of the Pangol Institution. I think international support for encouragement or even guidance for the new government will be moderate, and to pursue the democratic policies that will be easier for them, the Taliban, to gain international recognition. Oh, these people make me sick. Finally, on the national file, it says Psaki says Biden is pro-abortion despite Catholic faith because it's a woman's right. Mocks male reporter who hasn't been pregnant. Psaki says Biden rejects his Catholic favor in giving women the choice to kill the unborn. On the heels of the Supreme Court affirming a Texas law that bans abortions for women when a fetal baby is older than 6 weeks, Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked why the former VP supports abortion, despite being a member of the Catholic Church, which adamantly opposes the murder of the unborn. In response, Psaki parroted left-wing talking points and chastised the male reporter for never having been pregnant. Why does the president support abortion when his own Catholic faith teaches abortion is morally wrong? Asked the reporter, before also asking who the former VP believes should protect children. In response, Psaki asserted he believes that it's a woman's right. It's a woman's body and it's her choice. When pressed, Psaki added he believes that it's up to a woman to make decisions and up to a woman to make those decisions with her doctor. It says here. Psaki then attacked the male, despite knowing his gender identity or if he's a birthing person, for never having been pregnant. I know you never faced these choices, nor have you been pregnant, said Psaki. But for women out there who have faced those choices, this is an incredibly difficult thing. The former VP believes that right should be respected. Go ahead. I think we need to move on. Oh my word. These people. It just doesn't stop. At any rate, this is Don V with Truth Be Told. Hope you enjoyed this report. Hope everybody has a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend. And we are out of here.